Welcome to the Student Ministry Matters podcast. We want to encourage, equip, and connect those with a passion to impact the next generation for Jesus Christ. Student ministry can be a lonely place. You might even feel like you're the only one in your church or community that cares about students. Well, know this, you're not alone. People all across the country are engaging Gen Z and care deeply about the spiritual direction of these young men and women. Whether you're full-time, part-time, bivocational, or volunteer, if you have a heart for students, this is the place for you.
Welcome to the Student Ministry Matters Update. My name's Dan Carson. I'm the Director of Student Ministry Matters, and I'm thrilled that you have continued to be a part of this community and connect with us through this podcast. Now, on this episode, we're going to spend some time talking about what's coming up with Student Ministry Matters and what that looks like. Before we get to that, I want to tell you about our Ministry Update sponsors, Hill City Popcorn of Fayetteville, Arkansas. If you're looking for some gourmet popcorn to give as a gift or just to enjoy yourself, check out hillcitypopcorn.com. They can ship it directly to you. You can have all sorts of great tastes, Hattie's, chocolate sea salt, cinnamon bun, cookies and cream, just to name a few. There's extra buttery caramel, and many others, things that I just love to go in and grab. One of the great things is that Hill City Popcorn is owned and operated by Kirk Shelton and his family. Pastor Kirk is my lead pastor, and he has been there and been so supportive of our ministry. They have given us some great giveaways as well as door prizes for our Student Ministry Workers Retreat, and we just love the people at Hill City Popcorn. Now, I got to tell you, it is hard to believe that no one has taken us up on our trivia contest. Each time we have offered this trivia question and no one has sent in the answer. So I'm going to offer it again because they're willing to send you a free box of popcorn if you are selected as the winner. So all you have to do is answer this question. It means that you have to go to their website, hillcitypopcorn.com, go to the specialty flavors and check out Hattie's and tell us what's in that description. Then you email that to info@studentministrymatters.com. And then we're going to select a winner on November the 15th, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to have some Hill City popcorn. Now, if you live in the area, you'll be able to swing by, but if not, we're going to send it to you if you're inside the continental U.S. Let me put that little disclaimer out there. I've recently found out we have listeners from over 20 countries. That blows my mind that God has just blessed this podcast and given us an opportunity to reach out and make a difference. But again, we want to thank the people of Hill City Popcorn, the way that they support our ministry and they love on us. And I'm just so thankful for them. So you be sure and check out hillcitypopcorn.com. Now, again, we want to talk about some of the things that are coming up with Student Ministry Matters. As some of you know, Student Ministry Matters is part of the Baptist Missionary Association of Arkansas. Annually, they meet in Conway, Arkansas as a way to gather together to celebrate how God is working, what He's doing, and to hear from the different departments. Student Ministry Matters is actually the youth department of the Baptist Missionary Association of Arkansas. So normally I would be there. I'd have an opportunity to tell people about what God is doing and how God is blessing our work. But this year I can't go. I'm a doctoral student at Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Kansas City, Missouri, and lo and behold, that week is the one week I can't miss. I have a seminar that week. So if you're listening, you're part of the BMA of Arkansas, let me tell you, I'm not going to be there, but I'm hope to have a video and share some things. And if you want to swing by our table, we're going to have some gifts on the table. You just grab what's there, enjoy that as a way for us to say thank you for praying for us and supporting our ministry. And if you'd like to support our ministry, there are some ways that you can do that. You become a patron of this podcast, or your church can support our work, and just contact us at info@studentministrymatters.com to find out more about that. Again, we're going to get into what God is doing and what God has in the future for Student Ministry Matters. This has been an exciting year for Student Ministry Matters as we have grown and our reach has grown. For those of you who are familiar with our ministry, it is all about investing in those that are seeking to impact the next generation for Jesus Christ. And we do that through three ways: connecting, continuing education, and coaching. And that connecting piece, we have seen our social media platforms, those groups have grown. And I encourage you, if you're not following us on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And on Facebook, you can connect with us through our Facebook group. It's a way for us to talk and to share and to interact. And we have a few rules, but it's mainly just so we make sure that everybody is on the same page and that we're loving each other in that process as we share some of the struggles and difficulties that we're faced with. Now, in addition to our social media, you can also connect with us through our email list. And that, again, you can find information at studentministrymatters.com. Sign up for that email list so that you'll get updates about this podcast as well as the other things that are going on in Student Ministry Matters. Now, one of the other things that we do to connect is our annual retreat. And we recently had that. We had 70 in attendance. I was thrilled by that number. COVID had hit everybody hard, and we went from 80 in 2019 to 30 that interacted with us in our virtual edition in 2020, and this year we were back up to 70, and that's a great number for us because it's small, it's interactive, you can get to know and connect with other student ministry workers. We have that retreat in Conway at Central Baptist College of Conway, and that is such a fabulous time. I love that. I go out and I'll find all sorts of giveaways, so we stuff a big old bag full of goodies that you get to take home, and then we have great door prizes and other giveaways. Man, it is a fantastic day, and I've loved seeing how that's grown and how it's flourished, and God has just really blessed during those times as we've really interacted with some great people during those meetings. Well, in addition, we're also doing some digital leader hangouts, digital student ministry workers hangouts, whatever you want to call them. It's an opportunity for us to gather in Zoom. And again, you can find information about those things in our Facebook group. We keep that, again, a little bit more private, so we're a little bit more connected as we interact. But if you'd like information about that, you can do that as well. What happens is we connect together, then we have that continuing education piece. That continuing education is a part of what happens at our Student Ministry Workers Retreat. We had Jeff Borton come and be a part of our conference. He spoke and he shared, but we also had breakout groups, and so we learned not just from a main speaker, but from one another. And it was just fantastic to have people come in, share their heart, share what they're passionate about. We had some great guests that were even there as vendors that were talking about some things that they love. And man, it was just a great day. And it's a part of that continuing education. And in just a moment, I'm going to share a little bit further of what we can do to continue our education, something that I'm looking forward to, and I hope that you'll consider being a part of as we move forward. Now, the other thing that we want to talk about is the coaching piece. That's sometimes done very informally. Sometimes it's a little bit more formal, but I have, as a part of my role and my position with the Baptist Missionary Association of Arkansas Youth Department, I am a professionally trained coach, ministry coach. And so I have that opportunity just to help people walk through some of their ministry questions. What's going on? How do they find solutions? What do they work with? If you'd like information about that and would like to connect with me, you can find information there at info@studentministrymatters.com or on our website to a lesser degree. But just send me an email. We'll connect, we'll talk, and see if maybe that coaching relationship is something that would be valuable to you. And again, it's for those churches that are part of the BMA of Arkansas. And so if you're listening, you're part of one of those churches, and you have a youth guy that's struggling, that just needs some help, somebody to walk alongside of him, be sure to have him connect with me. One of the most exciting things that we have coming up actually begins in January. It is going to be called 222 Leadership by Student Ministry Matters. It's going to be an 8-month journey as we walk towards the 2022 Student Ministry Workers Retreat. Each month, we're going to meet virtually online. We're going to have a book that we're going to have read. We're going to discuss that book. We're going to talk about things and ways to help us grow as student ministry workers, as well as just in ministry as leaders. So it's important that we do some things like that we hold one another accountable as we process through some sometimes difficult things. We're going to pray for one another. We're going to share with one another. And if you'd like to know how you can become a part of that, you just simply send me an email at info@studentministrymatters.com. We have a small group. It's only going to be 5 to 8. And then I can add a second group of 5 to 8 people. And that's all we can do. Now, this first time around, there's going to be no cost involved except for the books that you're going to have to buy along the year. So you're going to have 8 books that you're going to purchase and read and then be ready to discuss. That's the process. It's simple, but man, it can make an impact. Maybe you're a youth pastor. Maybe you're a student ministry worker that is just out there and you feel totally alone. Gathering together with other student ministry workers can make a huge impact in your life and in your ministry. So I just want to encourage you to think about that. Consider joining us, and you can find information on our social media as well as some other spots. But just reach out to us. We would love the opportunity to connect and to be in that same sort of small group. Well, again, these ministry updates are all about what's happening and ways that we can connect. And so if you are feeling alone, if you are feeling lost out there by yourself as you struggle through getting your student ministry restarted, maybe the pandemic just kicked you in the teeth and you don't know what to do next, just reach out. We want to help. We want to be there for you. And we don't have all the answers. We're walking this crazy path the same way that you are. But maybe together we can come up with some solutions. You know, when it's believers, when we're having a conversation together, it's not just 2 people. The cool thing is for believers, when we have a conversation with another believer, there's a third person there with us, the Holy Spirit, helping to bring about the right questions, bring about the right answers, bring about all those things. And He guides us and He shows us what we need in those situations. That's all we've got for you today. Just a short little update about how God is blessing Student Ministry Matters, what's been happening over this last year. And I just wanted, again, to thank you for praying for us. And I'd encourage you to continue to do that as we walk forward. We want to be here for you. We want to share these conversations that we have on this podcast. When Chris and I get together and we have other people with us, it's all about ways that we can help you in this process. So let me add this thing towards the end, that if you have a topic that you know that we haven't covered and you're like, I need some answers there, boy, I'd love to hear from you. You can ask us the question by a simple email at info@studentministrymatters.com or send it through our social media, or you could even record yourself and send that video tag to us. And so record that to an audio, and then we could even play that on the podcast as we talk about your question. How fun would that be? So again, if there is a question, if there is something that we need to help you walk through, we're here for you. We believe in the work that you're doing. We believe that God is using you in big ways to impact students. And I just want to encourage you to not quit. Don't give up. Keep praying. Keep asking God for guidance and direction. And as you hit those roadblocks that have been there this if you stop and think about it, it's been 3 years now of pandemic for our students. They got impacted, the class of 20 did, definitely the class of 21, and now even the class of 22 has been impacted by this pandemic. So we're praying for you. We want to encourage you. Don't quit. Don't give up. Keep reaching out. Keep doing these things because student ministry matters. Thanks for downloading and listening to this month's Student Ministry Matters monthly update. For a chance to win a box of gourmet popcorn from our friends at Hill City Popcorn, visit hillcitypopcorn.com and send us a list of the yummy stuff that's found in their Hattie's popcorn to info@studentministrymatters.com. The winner will be selected from correct entries on November the 15th. The winner will be notified through email and announced on our social media platforms. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, remember that student ministry matters.